Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. I'm John Kane. I'm your show's host, and I'm without Shawnee Rice today, so it's just me. This is our Spring Fund Drive show. So I opened the show with a great song by Murray Porter off of his brand new CD, his new release CD, which is Stand Up. And if you've been listening, I've been playing a few tracks from this over the last few weeks, but I'm going to play a lot more of those tracks today because I'm also offering this CD as a premium for this fund, for this opening week of the Fund Drive, WBAI's Fall Spring Fund Drive. So here's what you need to do. You've heard the number. You've been hearing it all week, and I'm going to give it out a few more times myself. The number is 516-620-3602. That's the number to call and say, look, I want Murray Porter stand-up CD. And if you make a contribution of $55 or more, we'd be happy to send you one of his, again, this brand new, newly released CD of Murray Porter, and you're going to get a good sampling of it today. I'm going to play probably six tracks of this 10-track CD by Murray Porter. Now, keep in mind, another CD that you've heard much of, which was songs Living Life Played, songs like Res Blues and Is Sorry Enough. Those came off of a CD that he won a Juno Award for with that CD. This one is on track to do perhaps do the same thing. This is perhaps some of his best work. If you listen to that track and you come back and you check this show out again, in replay, it's almost got a Eric Clapton sound to it. I mean, he's actually rocked it up a little bit. I mean, Murray oftentimes describes himself as a red man playing the black man's blues in a white man's world. Well, he can rock it out a little bit. He can do some balladeering himself as well, and this CD has a bunch of all of that. We're going to hear, like I said, multiple tracks of that. But again, $55 or more, and we'll send you a copy of this great CD by Murray Porter. You've been listening to Murray Porter for years as you listen to my program. And, I've had requests over the years to offer his CD, and I've never quite worked it out. One of the things is Murray is he's his own label, so he doesn't have the resources of a major label to bang out thousands of copies of CDs. He does limited runs, and in this situation, we're gonna produce a few of those for him for this purpose. But I will say, the first five of you that call in and make a donation of $55 or more, we'll actually send you a signed CD by Murray Porter. So the first five of you will get a signed CD. The rest of you, you're still going to get a CD, but it just won't be signed by Murray Porter. Murray's living in Vancouver, so the idea of running CDs back and forth from here to Vancouver, that would take up a little bit of time. But we're going to have 5 CDs signed by Murray Porter for the first 5 that call. And if you listen to the show, look, if you're not familiar with this music already enough to say I want this CD, you're probably going to, as we go through the show, you're going to say, look, I want it, and I want to support Let's Talk. We are a unique show. Not only because we do things like feature native artists that you're not going to hear anywhere else on radio, but we do that. But we also offer a native perspective. Between Shawnee and I, we offer a native perspective on issues that are very specific to Native people, but also issues that may affect us all, but have never quite been offered a native perspective on. So that's what we do here. Now, the beauty in offering a CD by Murray Porter is that Murray takes those issues that we all face, and Native people in particular, and he puts it into his music. He's not just a blues man. He's not just singing, standard contemporary style blues. He does some of that. But throughout all of his music, there's a message. We opened up with the song Water. We have heard much about water, whether we're talking about Flint, Michigan, or whether we're talking about Standing Rock, whether we're talking about the rivers in Apache territory that were basically contaminated by Gold King's mines and that kind of thing. Look, water is an issue, whether it's a lack of water, whether it's an inundation of water, or whether it's contaminated water. And that's what Murray's addressing in that song. And then as we go through, you're going to see that he's got songs of resistance. He's got songs, again, standard blues songs. He's got some that offer a little bit of humor, or at least a little tongue-in-cheek humor anyway to it. And that's what Murray's style is. Murray is not just a performer that I'm aware of or familiar with. We are friends. We've known each other for a number of years. He happens to be Mohawk or Gonyogeha from Six Nations. He lives in Vancouver today. But we've maintained a dialogue and a friendship over the years, and we've experienced some things together, and we've done a few shows together. I hope to get him down here to perform down here in New York. Working with a few folks like Dr. Shaw Bay. We're looking at trying to get Murray Porter to make the trip to New York and do a couple of shows. And no better way to get more familiar with his music than to make a donation to Let's Talk with John Kane here on WBAI for $55 or more, and allow us to send you a copy of this fantastic CD, Stand Up by Murray Porter. $55 or more is what we're asking for this CD, and all you got to do is you got to call. You got to call 516-620-3602. That's 516-620-3602. That's the number. That's the pledge line. Now, here's the thing. If for whatever reason you can't do $55 or more, or perhaps you don't have a CD player and you like to make a donation, look, we're always trying to get folks to sign up for the Buddy program. And if you sign up as a BAI Buddy during the show or for the show, I've got something to sweeten the pot for that too. I've offered as a premium before a little piece done by Tuscarora Woodworks, which is a laser cut wooden carving of the Tree of Peace on the back of Turtle, representing Turtle Island, and I'd be happy to send you one of those. You would get some other goodies when you become a BAI Buddy, but this is one that was specifically from me, and again, look, I feel compelled to tell you. Oftentimes when I offer a premium, look, I usually work something out with the producers of these premiums, whether it's Tuscarora Woodworks for these wooden ornaments, or whether it's these CDs from Murray Porter, but I also buy some of these things, and whether it's books or CDs, I make the purchase. For these things, it's my contribution, it's my financial donation to WBAI. But it only becomes a donation if you guys pick us up on the premium. So become a WBAI Buddy, and along with the other things you get in the goodie bag that comes along with being a BAI Buddy, I'd be happy to send you this piece by Tuscarora Woodworks. And so, and that'll be as many of you sign up for WBAI Buddies will no limit on that one. So if you become a WBAI Buddy, or if perhaps you already are a WBAI Buddy, and you're in a spot, you can go from $10 a month to $20 a month. If you change, you up your monthly contribution, then we'd be happy to send you a special gift from me, from this show, for becoming a WBAI Buddy associated with Let's Talk with John Kane. One more item we got to bring up. We are in the process not only of trying to do our periodical fund drives for just to cover our overhead. We are a listener supported radio station, but we're also in the process of building out a new studio, and we've got a good chunk of it done. But we are continuing with a campaign called More Than Mics, and this is where we've been trying to get 200 listeners to send in $50 specifically to finish the studio build out project that we're working on. And you can do that the same way. You can go to the pledge line. You can go to the website, that www.give2wbai.org, and you can press the More Than a Mics tab and make a donation that way. So become a buddy, and I'll send you a gift. I'll make a donation of $55 or more, and I'll send you Murray Porter. Or if you want to support the build out of the studio, go to More Than Mics, and you know what, you're gonna see an improvement in the broadcast, not just the broadcast quality, but even what I do here, because I do Facebook Live. I live stream video of the show. Even that's going to be improvement. It's a much greater space to do this thing. We've actually got a space, so when we bring in a performer, we've got a little bit of a space for the performers to perform. It's a much better scenario. It's a quieter studio, so we're going to have a lot more benefits to moving into this new space. So we're still right here at 388 Atlantic Avenue. So we're not moving to a new building. We just are in the process of renovating an area for that new studio. So that's what our More Than a Mics campaign is. So All right, before I get too long in the tooth on this thing, let me let me play another Murray Porter track. This is one that I've opened up the show for. It's got the powerful call of the drums in the beginning, and it's it's about standing up. This is No More from Murray Porter. We will not be idle anymore. It's a playoff of the Idle No More movement. This is very specifically a song of resistance. And if you're looking for inspiration, look, it opens up with we've talked about it here on the show, the power of the drum, the drum being the weapon, right? Isn't that what they accused Nathan Phillips of of attacking those poor little MAGA white boys with his weapon being his drum. Well, that's this song opens up with that weapon of war, I guess. That song and sound of resistance that comes with the drum. A great CD. This is one of those CDs that once you have it and you put it in, whether you put it on your phone, whatever you do with it, you're gonna want to listen to this thing over and over again. So one of the ways that you can get it right here from us. So you make a donation of $55 or more by calling 516-620-3602. That's the number to call. 516-620-3602. You can also go online. You can go to www.give2. That's the number 2, WBAI.org, and you can look for the premium there as well. Make the call. Call up. Look, the first 5 callers, we're going to send you a signed copy of the CDs, signed by Murray Porter himself. So happy to do that. And this is, again, one of those CDs, he's one of those musicians that you're just not going to hear anyplace else. I mean, I can't say that we're offering a specific, this is the only way you can get Murray Porter music, but it's not the easiest path to follow. I mean, you're not going to find this thing at you're not going to find the CD every place. So this is one of the ways, and of course we worked out a special arrangement with Murray to get get a bunch of these things done up for you. So again, $55 or more, make that contribution, make that pledge to WBAI, make that pledge to Let's Talk with John Kane, and we'll be happy to send you a Murray Porter CD. Some great stuff. This is really some of the best work that he's done. And again, you open up with the 2 opening tracks here that we've played, both the Water Song and this No More. Or essentially, the CD gets its title from it, Stand Up, because this is a song about standing up and not being idle. Which, man, all of us need to heed that. But now we soften up a little bit. So I'm going to go to the third track here. I really want you to have a dose of this thing and a flavor for what Murray has done with this record. It is again it's some of his best work. It may be, I'm sure this is going to be an award-winning CD, just like his last one was. But you've really got to check this out. This is Someday I'll Never Learn.
Sometimes I feel alone in the middle of the night, but I ain't no fool. My mama raised me right, but I know, baby, I know you ain't treating me right.
All right. That song I dedicate to the Democrats. Yes. Someday you never learn, man. Look, I use this song when I talk about back home, especially on my other show, my Let's Talk Native show, that, man, we just don't seem to learn our lessons. We do the same things over and over again. I see Joe Biden entering the race to be president. I'm thinking, yeah, someday you'll never learn. And that's, so let that song be a reminder to you folks. So there you go. That's another track off of Murray Porter's stand-up CD. We're offering that for a donation to this show, to this station, of $55 or more. You simply go to the phone and you dial 516-620-3602, and you tell them that you want the CD by Murray Porter, you want stand-up by Murray Porter, and you're making a contribution of $55 or more. Look, first five to make that call, to make that donation, and we're going to give you a signed copy of Murray Porter CD. He's sending them to us from Vancouver, so we'll get a signature on there and maybe a special message to you at the same time. So, again, 516-620-3602. You're going to hear more songs as we go through. We're going to go out end this second half with another song here, which is still a little bit of a more of a standard, kind of a classic blues tune. Lightens up a little bit, but we get a little bit somber again. But we'll go through it all. A couple of things. Again, WBAI buddy, we're still trying to sign up buddies, folks, and I need some buddies. I used to be one of the leaders in that. I used to sign up a lot of buddies to this program, and not so much. We're still adjusting to a new time slot and a different length of programming. But I need you to support the station. I need you to support the show. If you like what we do here, we obviously we're a talkback show. We listen to your voice, even some of the ones that I think are a little bit out there. We listen to your voices and we give you a response. We offer a Native perspective. Both Shawnee and I do. If you like the program, we do need you to support the program. We do need you to become a WBAI buddy. And if you sign up and become a WBAI buddy, look, that could be $5 or $10 a month. I'd be happy to send you this piece that we had done by Tuscarora Woodworks for a gift, and that's going to be a gift that we will add to the goodie bag that you get for becoming a WBAI buddy. So again, you can go to the pledge line 516-620-3602, pick up the CD, become a buddy. Look, if neither one of those things strike you just the way it needs to, then also you can become a donor to our More Than Mike's program, which is our effort to build out and complete the work on our new studio that we have yet to put into commission yet. So 3 options here, and of course you can make a donation of any kind, of any size, by calling the pledge line or going to give2WBAI.org. Everything helps. There's no such thing as too small a donation except for one that doesn't happen at all. So by all means, make a donation and support this listener-supported radio. Look, after we come back from the break here, I'm going to have Shawnee's roommate, Rue, who's going to join us for on the phone. She has a message about May 5th coming up and a few things that she is working on. So we'll hear from her. But let's go out with the bottom of the hour here with another track. This one's "Stay Gone" by Murray Porter from Stand Up.
If you're gonna leave, don't come back. If you're gonna go, baby, please cover your tracks. If you're gone, leave me alone. If you're gone, baby, please stay gone. Don't leave me a message on the telephone. Don't text me, baby, when Sometime late at night, I reach out for you, and I know it ain't right after all you put me through. Yeah, one of these days I find my way and finally be through with you. I smell your perfume on the evening air, and I feel your touch when you're not there. You broke my heart, broke up our home. If you're gone, baby, please stay gone. All right, come on. Yeah, come on, lay one down. Sometime late at night, I reach out for you. I know it ain't right after all you put me through. Yeah, one of these days I'll find my way and finally be through with you. I smell your perfume on the evening air, and I feel your touch where you're not even there. Well, you broke my heart, broke up our home. If you're gone, baby, please stay gone. If you're gone, baby,
All right, if you're gone, baby, please stay gone. That's Murray Porter. That's the kind of standard little bit of light in the a lot of tickling of the keys, and that's some classic Murray Porter there with a brand new tune, "Stay Gone." So again, that gives you a little bit of a glimpse, and we got more to come from Murray Porter. So we are offering this CD. This is his latest CD, new release, Stand Up by Murray Porter, and we're offering it to you as a premium, as a gift from us, for a donation of $55 or more. So if you go to the pledge line, that's 516-620-3602. That's the number to call to make a donation. Look, you can make a donation of any kind. You can become a WBAI buddy. You can tell them, look, you just want to make a contribution for the More Than Mike's campaign. But if you want the CD, you need to make a donation of $50 or $55 or more. Let the operator know that you'd like a copy of the CD, and we'd be happy to send it to you. The first 5 of you who make the call will get a signed CD from Murray Porter. Again, some great stuff. We'll play a couple more tracks before we finish the broadcast. But before we do that, I want to bring on a guest. I've got Aru joining us by phone. Aru is my co-host, Shawnee Rice's roommate, and she's got a couple of events that she wants to talk about, or dates, I guess, and some work that she's doing. So I want to welcome once again Aru to the show. I know that you've joined Shawnee before, and you've been on the program before. So Aru, I want to thank you for joining us here on Let's Talk.
Thank you. Lapaimasi Suktihara Ruapasa. Hello, everybody. My name is Aru. I'm the campaign coordinator for Seeding Sovereignty, which is a national Native women's organization that's dedicated to uplifting struggles in Indian country.
I got to interrupt you, though. I got to do it right off the bat.
Go ahead.
It's seeding, spelled Seeding, not Ceding. Just so you understand, because seeding sovereignty is what they claimed we did, and what we're doing now is we're trying to seed the sovereignty, plant the seeds. So there you go. I just wanted to let people know, because sometimes the words don't come out on radio the same way they do on paper.
That's right. Thank you for that. Sure. So seeding sovereignty, growing sovereignty, right? And something that we're really focused on right now is, since it's May, May 5th is the day of awareness in the so-called United States around the missing and murdered Indigenous women's epidemic, and this is a man-made epidemic. This is a huge man-made epidemic that is linked to imperialism, this mentality and these actions of taking and ownership over land and bodies and appropriating culture. All this adds to the violence that Native women, Two-Spirit folks, and trans folks, they face here. And so, there's so many statistics around the 1 in 2 Indigenous women will be raped or sexually assaulted in our lifetimes. There's just so much violence that's happening. And so May 5th is actually, what I wanted to talk about it is May 5th being the day of awareness for this huge man-made epidemic.
Right, and I think what people have to realize is that there are a lot of factors that contribute to this this epidemic, and some of it is tied to lack of resources. Some of it's tied to the United States and the European rape culture that came to this continent in the first place. But it really is connected to the circumstances that Native people live in, and in terms of the poverty on territories, the marginalization that we exist in, whether we live in cities or on our native lands, and it is oftentimes exacerbated by the lack of any kind of law enforcement, the fact that that Native territories have been it has been illegal for them to prosecute with their own courts non-Native perpetrators of violence against women. So all of these things have contributed to this thing. Jurisdictional, quagmires, who has jurisdiction, who doesn't, and all of that stuff. And of course, this is a history of intergenerational trauma that has been caused by everything from residential schools and parenting and economic opportunities that exist on territories. I think it's important that people understand that some of this is tied to risky behavior, but most of it is tied to again, just this condescending view that Native people are held under, and I think I think it's really important that people understand that it's a complicated issue that doesn't necessarily need complicated solutions. It really, there's no reason that a single specific people should be victims at the level that Native women are and other people within the Native population are.
Yeah, I think something that is really important to highlight too is the fact that this issue is erased. These Native women, these Native folks are erased 3 times, right? So not only in life, but also in the media and in data that's being collected and that the government keeps. The Urban Indian Health Institute published a really beautiful study a few years ago detailing exactly how destructive this erasure is in the data collection, in the media, and in life, and how there really isn't, there aren't accurate numbers depicting how big this epidemic is, and so I think that it's one of the ways that we can combat this is by starting these conversations, because even right now, you walk on the street and you say MMIW or MMIWGT2S, hardly anybody knows what you mean and what you're talking about. Right. And it's such a large epidemic, right? Only in 2016 there was over 5,000 cases reported.
That's
right?
reported,
Yeah, that's just reported. And so, it's affecting our most valuable members of our community. Our women, our girls, our Two-Spirit folk, our trans folk, and we need to talk about that more. And so I just wanted to highlight that. That's coming up on May 5th
Now, is there
Right,
something specific that you're working on, or something that specific somebody can look to, that they can either share or whatever else? What is there an event or anything like that taking place?
So we have, well, first you can follow us on social media, so Facebook or Instagram at Seeding Sovereignty. And again, that's Seeding with SEEDING, Seeding Sovereignty. And yeah, we'll be putting out more statistics, and we'll always be posting stuff and ways to get involved. Okay. And on May 5th, we're doing an art intervention, which we will be posting about. We're kind of trying to keep that under wraps a little bit, just because for safety reasons. But that will be live on our Facebook and on our Instagram on that day.
I'll share I did a video of I did some pictures and some videos of the Red Dress campaign. I'll share it on your Facebook page as well.
Yes.
And I've designed a MMIW flag that I haven't been able to launch quite yet, and I'll share that image with you too. That's something that you are welcome to use. Now, I wanted to mention, because you talked about data, and I wanted to. One of the problems with documenting this stuff is many Native women whose lives are taken. It is really quick for law enforcement to write them off as suicides without ever further or properly investigating, and we've seen that time and time again. And this is a problem on the U.S. and the Canadian side. I must add. Now, the other thing is the missing part of it, and frankly, this is a problem for all people, all women of color in particular. When people talk about the Amber Alerts, there's a reason that Amber is such a white sounding name, because they weren't exactly making Amber. They could have called it Becky Alerts. Really, it would have been more just appropriate, because you don't see a whole lot of women and girls of color showing up on Amber Alerts, and there's a reason for that as well. So, but this is that skewing of data, and again, the erasure of not just the physical erasure of people, but then erasing the trail and the very documentation associated with missing women and murdered women. So I wanted to throw that in there as well.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. And it's, there's so many ways to, we think that it's like we need to combat this in a big way. But the best way that we can do that is just by having these conversations, so that these women are not erased, so that these women are not forgotten. And so I do also encourage folks to, on Monday or on Sunday, May 5th, to wear red. Wear red shirts, red cloth, red dress, whatever you feel, but wear red, and try to join the online conversation that's happening around these issues, so that people can understand and people can talk about these things that are very real to us and happening.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. In fact, I'm gonna go off of this topic with another song from Murray Porter called Highway 16, which is oftentimes referred to as the Highway of Tears. So Aru, I want to thank you for joining me, and obviously missing and murdered Indigenous women is something that we will continue to push on this show and raise awareness to it. And I appreciate the work that you do as well.
Thank you, Iswagara. Thanks.
All right. Here's Highway 16 by Murray Porter from Stand Up.
Highway 16, where did our sisters go? Highway 16, where did our sisters go? Seems like nobody cares, nobody knows. Well, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, brothers and sisters, we've all lost someone. I thought every line mattered, each and every like nobody cares. Nobody cares, nobody knows.
All right, that's Highway 16. It's also known as the Highway of Tears. It's a specific highway where there's just an unbelievable number of women who turn up missing, and part of it is it's a remote area. It's a remote highway that leads off to some of these areas where the extractive industries are so prominent, and many women end up falling victims to these man camps that get set up. And it's an absurd thing where men who have families back home, maybe back east or down in the cities or in the suburbs, they go off in these remote locations to earn big bucks, drilling oil or fracking oil or doing whatever, mine work and that kind of stuff. And they have this abundance of testosterone flowing around these man camps, and the standards for morality seem to disappear in these circumstances, and it results in women becoming victims of the aggression of men. At the end of the month, on May 30th, I will show a film. The plan right now is I'm probably going to show Wind River. It's not the greatest film to capture the topic of missing and murdered Indigenous women, although it is about that. If I've got any problems with the film, it's like any. This was actually a major motion picture, a Hollywood major motion picture. Is of course there's going to be white heroes in it, and because you can't have a movie with people of color without having white heroes in it, at least not very often. So it has its white Jeremy Renner, who I don't mind. He's a good actor. I like Jeremy Renner, but he's the hero in the film. And although it does feature guys like Graham Greene and Gil Birmingham, and it is a good movie. But again, not one single storyline, and it's a dramatization, but not a single storyline can capture the overall complexity. All it does address some of it in this film. So we're probably going to show, if not Wind River, a film that is going to be about the missing and murdered Indigenous women issue. So we'll do that. Look, as you can hear, listening to this CD, this is like a social justice record. I mean, this Murray is addressing issues near and dear to Native people, but frankly should be near and dear to all of us. This next song is one that he actually recorded. He actually posted on Facebook a number of years ago, and this was a song that he did specifically to address the suicide crisis, which is, again, a bigger issue on Native territories than anybody else. And this song is called "Don't Let Go" by Murray Porter.
Talk to somebody, let them know. Talk to your friends, let your feelings show. Even if it feels like there's nobody, don't let go. Sometimes it feels like the walls are closing in. Sometimes it feels like you'll never fit in. You know, lots of people love you. Don't let go. Even if you think no one cares about you, please remember there's something you can do. Not by yourself, I know that much is true. Reach out your hand, there'll be someone there for you. Just reach out. try to be brave, pretend there's nothing wrong, but you need a little help, child, to make you feel strong. You know, lots of people love you, so don't let go. Lots of people love you, don't let go.
All right, that's Don't Let Go by Murray Porter, and that's a song that he is dedicated to the suicide crisis that faces many people, especially people of color. I mean, Native people are statistically are the highest. We lead in all those categories you don't want to lead in, but it's not exclusively us. I just saw a story recently talking about the rise in the suicide rate against young black boys in particular, but and women. So it's a problem, and again, Murray Porter addresses it. This is the CD that I'm offering as a gift to you, and it's a gift that will literally keep giving. With every time you listen to this song, the CD, you'll be reminded of some of the plight that Native people face, but also some of the things that we all need to take a little bit of ownership in. So that's Murray Porter's CD, Stand Up. We're offering it for $55 or more. You just got to call the pledge line 516-620-3602. That's 516-620-3602. Let them know you want a copy of this great CD from Murray Porter. If you want to become a WBAI buddy, please do that. And I'll send you one of these pieces by Tuscarora Woodworks as a gift from me specifically for becoming a BAI buddy related to this show. And of course, we're still trying to raise some money to finish the build out of our brand new studio down the hall here at 388 Atlantic Avenue. And so you can also call to make a contribution. We're looking for 200 listeners to make a contribution of $50 each to help us finish the build out, and that's called our More Than Mike's campaign. So More Than Mike's, WBI buddy, or Stand Up with Murray Porter. Your choice, or a donation of any size is always welcome. Look, this is our first shot at the Spring Fund Drive. So don't let me down. Make sure that as you listen to this show on archive and on rebroadcast and on Facebook Live, that you don't hesitate to call and make a contribution and be a part of supporting listener supported radio, WBAI FM 99.5. Thank you. Yahweh.